abdominal centering work. So if you will, get your mat out, find a place that you can settle yourself in, allow your body to just kind of let go and release. And let's go ahead and find ourselves in a lying position. So just for a moment, as we lie back, just let our legs reach, let our arms open, and just take a moment here to check in, just to notice how we're feeling and to notice what we're feeling. We always have the opportunity to wiggle the shoulders and just kind of allow that chest to open. You can wiggle the toes and wiggle the hips, feel the body just kind of letting go and melting down. Maybe you can start to feel those thighs turning open. You just let go of that clamping situation that we do, trying to hold on to everything. And of course, the shoulders wiggle. We can let the head wiggle. And just take a moment that we can check in. That we just come into this space. And all we need to do here is breathe. Feeling that breath flowing into the body. And feel that breath as though washing away anything that we wish to not carry with us. Feel it flowing out of the body. Taking those few moments to allow ourselves to center, to allow ourselves to come into this space and to just be. Check out maybe our tongue. When we move it around inside of our mouth and feel a gentle softness and release of our jaws. And then when we're ready, we'll slowly slide our feet up the mat, letting our knees bend. Notice how this position changes the sensations of our back. So go ahead and allow the knees to sway just a little bit side to side. Maybe create a little more space, maybe create a little more release. And then find that place where our toes are long, our feet have a sense of firmness, but yet not gripping. We can feel that right here at that low back, there's a tiny little natural curve. So we're not compressing it, but it's just this natural sensation. We're going to bring our hands to our belly. Now, if you can, find where the rib cage runs. And you want to bring your thumb just about to that place. And if you can stretch your fingers as wide as you can, see if you can take those fifth fingers, the pinkies, down like towards the pelvis. And then you have those other three fingers on each hand to melt into the mat. And see if you can bring your middle fingers together. So what we traditionally do when we're finding a sense of centering is we'll breathe here into the belly and feel that belly rise up. But today we want to create a sense of empowerment and strength. So allow the arms to be heavy. Feel the heel of the hand resting. So the heel of the hand, you can feel that right here into that side. And as we breathe in, imagine a triangle. And that triangle begins at the perineum, down here, right in that pelvic region. And that triangle is going to move up and out. So as we breathe in from that perineum, from that space between our thighs. Drawing that breath up into that space. And instead of feeling the belly pooch upwards, maybe we start to feel a widening, a width. And then as you exhale, that width decreases. The fingers start coming together. You feel that belly begin to knit inwards. And then feel that breath going out. Let your eyes close. And now just feel this sense of empowerment and this sense of strength. So again, as we're breathing in, like a triangle, you're breathing in from the perineum, feeling it widening out. And then as you exhale, it's coming back in and going back out. So we breathe in here from the root, feeling a sense of that Mula Bandha, that root lock, that sense of connection, of stability. And as we exhale, feeling the belly muscles knit in. So you may start feeling the two sides coming together. Maybe the fingers start to overlap. Instead of the fingers just touching, you may feel that overlapping. And notice here too that we're not making the back move. The beauty here is that working this strength here into this sheet of muscle. This is attached to the lumbar spine, so it actually helps to open up the spine and give us some relief from tension, helping us to strengthen. So just breathe, feeling now as though you're breathing in from a straw. You really start to feel that energy as you lift. And then as you're exhaling, as though you're exhaling through that straw as well, you feel a little narrowing here in the throat. And as that breath comes out, and you may start feeling and hearing that Ujjayi breath. So working here from a deep internal space. And that is one of the benefits that we have of yoga, is that yoga helps us to work these deep supported muscles. So this really helps us to strengthen without putting any strain or stress on our shoulders or our neck. And I have a pretty significant hernia here. But doing this helps to hold that hernia in. Every once in a while, it wants to kind of show itself without any problems. So just a few more. And also try, as you're really feeling this firmness of the belly, try not squeezing your buttocks at the same time. That can be really tough. You still feel that sense of firmness and support with the legs holding, but you don't want to start clamping. You really want to draw that awareness right here into that belly. Breathing in, lifting up from that Mula Bandha, feeling that energy rising up like it's coming up from between the thighs on up. And maybe you start feeling it coming out into the chest now as well. And as you exhale, like you can feel that whole body coming in. You can feel the two sides of the belly knitting together and pressing out. So just a few more here. Let's go ahead. The next time we inhale, and we go ahead and lift the knees to the chest. Go ahead and bring them up. Feel that energy lifting, bringing those thighs deeply in. And as you exhale, again, letting that breath press out. Let's go ahead here and do a little side to side move. So noticing we're not pushing the belly into the thighs, but we feel that strong energy. And then come back to center when you rock side to side evenly. Let's just move our ankles around a tiny bit, and you may notice some little cracking, and that's okay. And we want to bring our feet into a strong position. So maybe imagine there was a wall across from you and you could feel your feet pressing into that wall. You feel the toes as though they're coming to the ceiling and the heels as though they're coming down towards the floor. So you want to feel this strong arches of the feet lift, and that also lifts into that Mula Bandha. Let's bring our hands here to our knees. Soften the shoulders. And then here, as we inhale, we're actually going to press our legs away. And then as you exhale, draw in. Now, if you will, imagine that your feet were on pedals. So as you're breathing in, you're taking your feet and pushing those pedals away. But then as you're exhaling, those pedals are pushing your feet. You're kind of resisting it just a bit. And you may feel the arms starting to get a little work as the arms lengthen and the arms help to bring you in. So when you're feeling ready, we're going to begin a flowing up in asana here. In other words, we're going to let one leg stay in while the other leg reaches out. Same thing, strong, like that foot's on a pedal. And then as you exhale, draw that leg in, maybe comes a little deeper. As you inhale, press, bringing that thigh strongly in. Exhaling, coming back in. So just feel that sensation. We're going to change that breath up just a little bit. I want you to feel the difference in the movement of the body as well as how it coordinates with the breath. So come back to center when you're ready. Feel both legs melted in. Maybe you feel those thighs coming a bit deeper in. Feel the shoulders melting down. A gentle rock side to side. Do you feel a little warmth in the belly here? I do. Again, let's keep that feet strong. And this time, we're going to exhale as we press away. So really begin to notice how you feel. Taking that inhale now, drawing in. Exhaling, pressing. And then inhale, drawing in. And exhale, pressing away. Just flow here, please. But notice how you feel with that breath changing that motion. What feels better to you? What gives you more of that essence into that strong belly? What allows you to keep that sense of strength? Now, for those of you who today that their body may be saying, wow, I would just love to lift my upper body up to meet that knee that's coming in. So go ahead when you're ready, lift. And just feel that breath. But be cautious that you're not wrenching at the neck, that you're trying to lift this core energy to the thigh. Being careful that we're not straining at the neck or the shoulders, so not everyone finds this pleasant. Let's bring our tongues, though, to the roof of the mouth. You'll notice that's going to help to strengthen our neck just a little bit. And again, we have that choice how we want that breath. So now when you feel that you've done both legs evenly, let's bring both knees into the chest once again. Let's pause and give ourselves that little rock side to side. Now, as we rock side to side, we want to find there's kind of like a hover point where we just kind of hang out here. We notice if we go too far, we fall over. If otherwise, we just pop back. So notice where we are. And the next time you go left, take a moment here and pause. Just pause, hover. That's all we need to do. Just hang out here, having those knees tighten. Can you feel that belly? Can you feel yourself holding and creating that sense of balance? And then come back to center. And then we'll go to the right. Notice how those two sides may feel very different. And then come back center once again. Maybe slide those thighs deeper in. Soften those shoulders. Open that chest. Feel that belly kind of widening out. Remember, lifting in that space. And then see maybe where are your feet. Can you reach your feet? Depending on the length of your legs, the length of your arms, the width of your body, you may or may not be able to reach to your feet. But just kind of think about it. And then, of course, if you want to lift up into that space, you can. But notice how that motion is very different. And then slowly coming back down again, giving ourselves that hug and that gentle release, that side to side rock. So relax the ankles, relax the feet. Just feel the body and maybe even giving a little circle. But again, noticing we're not pushing out into the belly, that we still have that nice firmness. And if we did decide to circle, you know what we need to do? We need to take that the other way. Let's prepare ourselves for one of my favorites. It's from the 5 Tibetan rites, the rites of rejuvenation. And we're going to start this slow so everyone has an opportunity to kind of come into this at a place that seems to feel good for you. So let's find our center once again. Let's have our knees, but this time, remember when we took our feet and we pressed them away and our arms lengthened? Well, hopefully here what we're feeling is that the knees and the hips kind of are in line. So that's what we want to kind of feel here. So there's a strength that we feel the belly, and you may notice if you go too far, that back starts to arch. So we want to keep that firm. Remember, feeling that belly muscle nice and firm. And I work to keep, as I said, I've got this big hernia, to keep that in. That always is what's telling me when I'm losing control and I'm trying to push past where we need to be. So as we find this space, we're just going to take a moment here. Take a breath. And then exhale bringing the legs in. Let's once again take a breath here. We're going to exhale, push those feet away. Inhale, bring them back in. So all we're doing right now is keeping the knees over the hip. And just find each time you can feel that belly, but watch that we don't go ahead and push into that back. Breathing in as it comes up this time, exhaling as it presses away. So let's go ahead and take this up a notch. As we exhale, we're going to press our legs up. And inhale, bring it in. But instead of pushing it straight up, find a place where you can perhaps press out a little bit and then bring it back in. So go ahead and play with that. Again, feel the belly strong. Make sure that you don't feel yourself arching with the back. So remember, this is about working the belly, finding that strong core. Now, as you explore this space, you may notice that when you start lowering the legs closer to the mat, that back starts to get strained. So can you find the place that you go, yeah, that's right there. That feels good. I can feel the belly. I'm not arching the back. The neck still feels good. So once you find that, that's where you want to be. And then let's inhale again, bring the legs up. Just take a moment and pause. Allow the shoulders to relax. And then take a moment just to straighten the legs up to the sky. I'll just stop here for a moment. Maybe move the ankles around again, maybe having that little crick with the ankle joints. I have it. I'm sure you do too. And then find the place where your legs feel really strong, but you're pressing up through the back of the heels. If you can feel the toes as though they're dribbling on down to your feet, just take a moment, a little side to side. So remember, we rock side to side with our knees bent. Do the same thing here. And again, you may really feel that belly. If you go too far, you feel out of control and your back may start to feel like it's going. So you want to feel that belly, just allow yourself that little sway side to side. And again, when you go left the next time, can you hover? Can you pause? Feel that belly, feel that holding you here. And then come back center and go the other way. So you may be saying, what happened to that 5 Tibetan? Well, we're getting there, we're getting there. We've got to find for ourselves our place. Come here back to center. Let those hips be heavy. Make sure the low back has its natural curve. And here we go. Let's take a nice big inhale here. Just feel the body fill with that breath, lifting that Mula Bandha up. As you exhale, let those legs melt down just to that space that you determined was good for you. And then as you inhale, let the legs rise back up. Let's go ahead and do that a few times. Exhaling, letting the legs come down, and inhale back up. So that's why you wanted to know where that place was. Feel that exhale and that inhale. Now, if your legs keep trying to fall apart, maybe take a yoga block between your thighs, maybe even a pillow, something small. Now, when you're ready, we're going to take it a little bit further. As we inhale, go ahead and lift that upper body up. And as you exhale, come on back down. As we inhale, lifting up. And exhale down. We can add our arms. We can lift. And come back down. Now remember, we began with our knees bent. So go ahead here. We have that same motion that we did before. We can press those knees away. The arms can do a little bit more work for us as we lift up. And then as we exhale, we come back and then feel how that even adds a little more resistance. Now, is anybody counting here? Because we're supposed to do this 21 times. I admit, I'm not counting, I'm talking. And at any point, you feel that you need to come back out. Let the arms come down. Just let the legs work. Let the knees bend. And press there. And come back. This is your practice. It's your body. So let's go ahead. What do you say we do 5 more? We can always stop. We can always come back. And I think this next one is 5. I sure hope it is. Bring those knees to the chest. Give yourself a hug. Do you feel that warmth? The warmth into the belly as it sits into the thighs. A little rock side to side. Let's just give ourselves a little bit of a twist. So remember how we rocked to one side? Let's go to the left when we're ready. Hover on that hip. Just feel, just hover here. And then we're going to take this completely into the twist. So when you're ready, allowing the legs to come left. Don't worry about that right shoulder that it's up in the air. Go ahead and let it come up so you don't feel any strain in the back. And then we can lower that shoulder down. Maybe we adjust those shoulders a little bit and just sink in. Maybe take that left hand and massage that outside of that right leg if that feels good. We can allow those arms to reach out. Feel those belly muscles nice and working. And then maybe go, wow, if I could just straighten that right leg and hold that big toe, that would feel so good. So go ahead and do that. And letting our gaze look to the right. Just see how you feel. And then to come out of the pose, we just come out in the opposite way we went in. So bending that knee, just settling ourselves back in. And to come out, we can release that right shoulder a little bit. Just kind of free the body, rock onto our backs. Pause with the knees into the chest. Feel those shoulders melted down. Let's go ahead and hover on our right side now. Hover ourselves over, pause. Just breathe. Notice how that left shoulder comes up. Don't force that down. It can torque in the spine. So when you're ready, allowing those legs to come all the way over. Notice how the two sides are very different. You can then kind of work those shoulders so that we can melt down. The right hand can gently massage that left leg. And then does that leg say, oh, if I go straight, if I can hold that toe, that will feel so good, then go ahead and do that. And if that doesn't feel good, then you don't do that. And then to come out again, we have to reverse the process. So bending the left knee, settling in just for a breath. And again, make sure the shoulders don't feel constrained. Come back up. And let's give ourselves a hug. Beautiful. How much deeper are those thighs into belly? Go ahead and flex those feet again. Imagine there's that pedal. Can you reach? And maybe you say, I can't reach with my upper body flat, but I can if I lift up. So that's okay too. Just play, just explore. That's all we want to do. Give yourself a hug. Let's rock a bit side to side. And then if we'd like to rock straight up, let's all meet in a seat. I just lost my earring. So check your mat for any body parts that may have been left behind. So as we sit, perhaps we would like to raise up our hips. So if we need a blanket or a pillow, let's go ahead and do so. At the very least, we got to grab whatever baggage we're carrying. And yes, we got baggage back there. So let's kind of move that out of the way. And let's see if for today we can come to an easy seated pose. And you'll notice that you always cross one leg in front of the other. That's your norm. We're going to take our hands and push back and see if we can lift our hips up a bit. So you want to feel light in the hips and strong. And then sit up nice and tall. Feel that head balancing over the shoulders over the hips. We're going to come into breath of fire. So we're just going to begin to pant like a dog. We're going to open our mouths. We're going to feel this strong belly pressing in. And it pumps. So our mouth can open. But when you're ready, close your mouth. And see if you can close your eyes. And draw all your awareness as you dive deep in to that belly area. Take a big deep breath, letting our arms reach out and letting our arms come up. Let's go ahead and allow the body to lean a little right. And then allow the body to come back to center and lean a little left. Come back to center once again. Big, big breath. The arms come down and slowly can we bring ourselves here to come forward. Let's come to hands and knees. So I'm sitting in a different position on the mat, so I'm just going to change myself around here. Widening out our fingers, creating a nice space of support. Let's curl our toes under. And just for right now, take a few cows and cats, noticing how the movement changes how we feel. Where before we were keeping our body still and really empowering in that belly. And on our next exhale, can we slowly flow ourselves to downward facing dog? And then go ahead Paddle the feet. Go ahead and walk that dog. Feel one thigh into the belly and feel as you ease that hip back and then switch it out. So again, feel that power, feel that heat. And then when ready, flow ourselves forward. Let's go ahead and bring the knees down. We come back to the hands and knees. We're going to slowly look left, take our left arm up in the sky. And as we exhale, we're going to slowly thread the needle. Now, we're not going to stop. So can we bring that left arm under the right and just stretch it through, then stop. And then inhale, come back and twist again. Exhaling like you're going to thread the needle, but you're not going all the way. Really reach. Feel that you're holding with that belly. You're not dropping, you're not releasing. So go ahead and feel that space. Now the next time that arm reaches, we're going to stop. And we want to bring that left elbow onto the mat just in front of that right knee. And you now bring the hands to the heart and turn. Feel that left side of the belly and that left thigh together. Feel that heart lift. Breathe. Close your eyes. And then as we go to come out, it's that right hand comes back onto the mat. Let's go ahead and take that left arm out and up once again. Let's play with a little balance as we now swing that left hand down, take it forward like we're going to shake someone's hand, and now slide that right leg back. Let's just pause here as we find our spinal balance. As we exhale, though, we're going to bring our hand to the knee. So just kind of exhaling in and inhale and reach. Feel the exhale as you draw in and the inhale as you reach up. Now, one more time, let's find that spinal balance. We're going to hold. But then the left hand is slowly going to come down. Now, take a moment. You want to find yourself here really strong. Feel the toes of that left foot curled underneath. Because remember, we did the downward dog. We're going to downward dog from here. So we're going to take a nice inhale, lift up, and reach that leg up into the sky. Perhaps you can find the pause. Perhaps you need to bring that knee in and then take it back again. And then we'll lower that foot down, pressing into that downward facing dog. Take a moment to inhale, come forward, and then lower the knees. Go ahead and point the toes for a moment. Sink your hips back. Bring your hands back to your feet. And then let the hips rise as you feel that belly, giving yourself a little stretch. And let's find our rabbit pose. As we inhale, we begin to lift. Let's come back to our hands and knees one more time. Give ourselves a couple cows and cats just to feel and to notice. And come back to center when we're ready. And we'll begin that little flow, that thread the needle flow. So as we inhale, we'll raise that right arm up. And then as we exhale, threading that right under that left. Go ahead and really reach it through, but don't stop. Inhaling, lifting and opening. Exhaling, threading it through. Do you feel the heat in the belly? I hope so, because I do. So the next time that right arm goes to thread itself through, we'll pause. We want to bring that right elbow right in front of that left knee. And then bringing that left arm up, hands come together, pressing that elbow into the ground as we lift. So notice your shoulder and your hips to be at the same height, not letting our upper body fall here. And the toes can curl under or they can point there. It's up to you, but we're going to need those toes curled in just a moment. And then when we're ready, let's take that left hand back down, turn, and take that right arm up. Let's prepare for that spinal balance. So swinging that right arm forward and then sliding that left leg back. Can we once again bring that hand and knee together? So go ahead as you exhale, then inhale, find length. Again, imagine that foot has a pedal, but you really want to press back strongly. The next time we come in spinal balance, let's pause there. And then we'll lower that right hand down. So guess what? This is when we're going to come up in that three-legged dog right from here. So make sure those right toes are curled. You're going to take a nice inhale. And then as you exhale, lift and reach up. So notice how the two sides are very different. This one for me was not as strong. So we really need to take ourselves in. And again, if you want to do a little bend, just straighten that spine. When you're ready, we'll lower that left foot down. Pause here just in our downward dog. And I love downward dog. What a stretch for the back, a stretch for the arms, a stretch for the legs, but also empowerment here into that belly. And then can we walk our hands and feet together? Let's find our forward fold. Can you feel that belly melting into the thighs? Again, feel the fire, the heat. As we inhale, we're going to look forward. And as we exhale, bending into the hips. How do you feel? Are you warm? Do you feel strong? Let's inhale up, come all the way up. And then our hands are going to come to our hearts, come into chair. And when you're ready, we're going to rotate our body left. Bring our right elbow to the left knee and feel that right side of the belly into that right thigh. Again, trying to keep the shoulder and the hip at the same height. Now come back center. Don't come up, don't come down. See if you can just stay here and turn the other way. Left side of the belly at the left thigh. And come back center. Go ahead and bring the hands to the mat, lift the hips, And one more time, let's go ahead and just find that forward fold. We're walking our feet away from one another. Turn your toes out. And then can you allow yourself to sway a little side to side? We're going to come into a garland pose. So you know yourself how far your feet need to be apart. Perhaps you need a blanket or something under your heels. Maybe you need a block underneath your hips. So we're going to look forward, start to lower down. Bring our hands together. Coming back to our breath. And then when ready, bringing yourself out of the pose, and let's come back to a seat. Hopefully you're feeling good, that your body is glistening, that you feel strong. Let's take our right hand as though we're going to shake someone's hand, and we're going to turn to the right, bringing that right hand back behind us, left hand to that right thigh, and sitting tall. Coming into that gentle twist, feeling those belly muscles. And then just come back to center and just pause. Let's take that left hand forward, lifting it, turning. Left hand behind us, right hand to left thigh. That nice twist. And then we come back center once again. Let your eyes close. Drawing that awareness back into that space, into that power center. As we exhale, a gentle hinge at our hips. Feel the body coming into the fold here that feels good to you. Lengthen yourself through and then walk your hands to one side. It doesn't matter which side you go to, but just pause. And then come back to center and go the other way. You know, the beauty of yoga, the beauty of really body weight training, is that we're there to take care of ourselves, to be the strongest and best that we can be. To be calm, to breathe better, to move better. And that's good for all of us, regardless of our age. Come back center. Then walking ourselves up. Once again, sitting up nice and tall. And just for a moment, return to the sensation of that breath, drawing and lifting from that perineum. Feeling ourselves tall, our eyes closed. Bring our hands behind the thighs, slowly lift. We're going to come into boat pose today, but what we want to remember is that we don't rock back here. We stay really nice and tall. So let's kind of do this. I'm going to turn just a little bit. That we do this just a little sequential here. We want to sit nice and tall. We want to feel that energy. Remember, if we're here, we're slouched, we really can't get into this space. Start to slide your feet up. So go ahead and hold the knees. You're still lifting. And then when you're ready, allow the feet just to lift. So yes, you're holding the knees. That's okay. Feel the shoulder blades down and back. Now maybe you want your hands to move under your thighs. and you want to be here. Maybe you want to raise those feet up a little. Now notice if you point the toes, you may start feeling this downward flow. So maybe allow those toes to come up. And then can you let the hands release? But find that place. Remember, we have here, we have here. Where would you like to be? You can even add a little twist. And then allow the legs to relax. Bring them out. Make sure your feet are at the end of your mat. We're going to bend one knee. Hold on behind that thigh. Lift up tall. You're going to push that thigh into the hand so you feel it strong. And as you start to come back, you're going to notice you really use the belly to help you. And then whatever leg you decided to bring in, let it stay there. Switch your hands to your knee. And let's go into a twist. So if you have your right knee up, you're going to twist your knee to the left. If you have your left knee up, you're twisting it to the right. So just give yourself that little twist. And be cautious that you don't throw yourself all the way over. But here is where we will feel that opposite shoulder staying down, that palm turns up. Feel that nice twist into that belly. And then come back center. Pause one more time as we draw that knee deeply in. Now maybe just for good measure, you say today, I'd love to plant a kiss on that knee. So if that's where you wish to be, as you inhale, lift, and maybe you can get it there. And then you exhale to release. Let's go ahead and lower that leg down. And just feel the body relax. Let's take that other leg up. And just pause. Again, can you feel that thigh and that belly coming together? Again, that belly's not rising, but we feel that firmness. So let's come into the twist. If the left knee's up, it twists right. If the right knee's up, it twists left. Let the opposite shoulder stay down, our gaze looking in the opposite, and make sure that palm is turned upwards. Don't just thrust your body over, but feel going incrementally to notice the change. And then gently and slowly coming back out again. Allowing that knee to come deeply into the chest. And again, did you want to kiss that knee? If that's where you want to go, you inhale, lift, and bring yourself up. I'm not quite there. And then when you're ready, release. Let the leg come down. Go ahead and let the arms come back. Maybe reach a little one side, reach a little the other. And then this time is yours. What would you like right now to seal your practice? Would you like the knees into the chest? Perhaps a happy baby pose? That feels good to me. Maybe you want to come into a bridge or wheel. Just play. Maybe a plow. Just take a moment here just to breathe and to play. And then easing our bodies into that calm and still space to completely release. Letting the legs either be long or let them be bent. That's completely up to you. Let's bring our hands just to rest on the belly for no reason other than just allow them to rest wherever is comfortable. The elbows come down. And just breathe. Our eyes are closed. We breathe into our place of personal power and strength. Feeling that strength move in with each breath. And feeling whatever impedes that process flowing out as we exhale. Slowly wiggle our fingers, wiggle our toes, our ankles, and our legs. Stretch out our whole body and give ourselves a few sighs. And slowly guiding ourselves up to a seat. So I can see that yoga smile all over your face and radiating through every cell. Let's bring our hands together at our heart into that Anjali Mudra. May the long-time sun shine upon you. May all love surround you. And may the pure light within you guide you on. Peace, peace.